If you work with AI agents in a production environment, you know that it is still extremely hard to scale these agents. That is why I was quite intrigued to see this new tool called as RunAgent, which is an agentic ecosystem that really tries to see how developers build and then deploy AI agents at scale, helping them out with a real production use case. Is it a success or not? I seriously don't know. So we will be installing it and checking it out how exactly this works. This is Fahad Mirza and I welcome you to the channel. Please like the video and subscribe and consider becoming a member as that helps a lot. Also please follow me on X if you're looking for AI updates without any hype. So coming back to this run agent, before we get it installed, let's try to understand what it is doing. It is enabling us to write AI agents once in Python, or there are a few other languages too, using popular frameworks like LangGraph, CrewAI, Letta, Parlant, Llama Index, and there are various others, and then access them from any programming language through multi-language SDKs. This eliminates the tedious process of rewriting agents for different tech stacks. So you can build in Python, call from TypeScript, Go, Rust, or Dart seamlessly. Seems like a good idea. But I think what makes RunAgent particularly enticing is its combination of local development capabilities. They also have some cloud option, but I'm not going there. So I think it is good to develop and test agents locally, especially when we are talking about scale with some debugging and then deploying it wherever we want. And then hopefully we can also come up with some idea. I don't see it yet. How can we do it? Automatic scaling, especially when it comes to the local run agent. So let's get it installed and see how it works. I'm going to use this Ubuntu. I have one GPU card, NVIDIA RTX 6000 with 48 GB of VRAM. If you are looking to rent the GPUs or VM on very cheap prices, you can find the link to Mass Compute in video's description with a discount coupon code of 50% for range of GPUs. So please do check them out. I'm sure you are going to like them. Okay, so let's go back and see what is happening. Our virtual environment is created. Let's install run agent. It is simple pip install command. So let's wait. Shouldn't take too long. And run agent is installed. Let's do a hands-on example. So let's build a simple AI problem solving agent using LangGraph that takes any problem description, something like my laptop is slow, and then it should generate multiple solution suggestions. The agent should use a two-step workflow. First, it should analyze the problem and generate solution. Then it should be validating them. So we will be checking out how this run agent tackles with that. For that, let's also install some of the auxiliary libraries because we are using LangGraph and Fast API to serve it. So that is why I am going to go with these tooling. Okay, so everything is installed. Next, let's create a new directory. I'll just call it my problem, and then let's go into my problem. Now the first step whenever you need to work with this run agent is to get it initialized. So let me initialize it. And as you can see that I'm going to use this LangGraph framework. And as soon as you run it, it initializes it. And then it is asking me, is it existing code base or minimal project? I'm just going to go with a template because that is how it works. And then if I want to use AG2, Agno, and you can see there are a lot of stuff there, I'm just going to go with LangGraph. I could even go with OpenAI, but anyway, so it already selected my problem solver, and I'll just call it my AI agent project path. Yep, so it is going to create another one. I'm not going to use any API key. And so you see it has created and initialized my agent successfully. And not only that, it has also given me all the next steps, which I always like. And if I ls here, you will see there are requirements.txt and all that stuff. Let me also show you in the VS Code. So this is where requirements.txt is. We already have installed most of it. I think all of it. And then this is the agents.py. Now, from this point on, it is dependent on your framework. So you see, you can select whatever model you need, like, ChatGPT, OpenAI or whatever. And then, you can just go with a lot of use cases. And this is a JSON file, which actually defines your whole agent, its architecture, variable, and what not. So I'm just going to install all the requirements. They're already done, you see. And now all you need to do is to run this agent to serve it. Now you saw that we were using that OpenAI's model. So you would need to, of course, set your OpenAI's API key or whatever API key you are using. So let me set some keys and then clear the screen. And now we can serve our agent. Just run agent serve dot from the local system. And the agent is now being served on our local system. And now we can access it through any API call. So let me show you that. So this is the simple script which I'm going to use to test it. All I am doing, I'm just instantiating that run agent client. I am asking it a question that my laptop is running slow, and then it is going to give me three solutions. Also tell me, it is going to tell me if it was validated or not. So let's run this. And as I haven't really connected it to any model yet, so let me set my OpenAI's API key now. And you can also grab it from platform.openai.com. And now let me run this. So agent's response is here, and there are three solutions all coming from your model. So you can plug and play your framework easily. And this is how the flow of this tool looks like. It is trying to act as a universal bridge between AI agent frameworks and any programming language. It's a tall order. So you build your agent once using Python, and then you can just use it with LangGraph or Lata or whatever, and then run agent automatically generates SDK, so you can call that same agent from any language of your choice. So in essence, what it is trying to do, it is trying to eliminate the need to rewrite your AI agents for different tech stacks. Now, how much would it be successful? I'm not entirely sure, because when you really try to deploy these things in production, they start breaking, and these sort of middleware is not easy to implement. So try it out. Let me know how you go. I will also try it out in some of the production environments, and then I will share my findings. But on the surface, I really like the idea. If it is viable, we will see. Please like the video and subscribe, and consider becoming a member. Please also follow me on X, as it helps. Thank you for all the support.